Welcome to what not to do in Onua, and that is shield certain Rahi. If you do, this electric hiss sound effect will play, like so. Now if you're on the GameCube version, this is very, very, very bad. This can cause some instability, such as making the music stop, but more importantly, it can actually crash your game at the next load zone if you hear that sound too often. So right there, the game just crashed, and it's completely avoidable. Just do not shield those blue and yellow Hodo bugs and the blue Nui Jaga, the scorpion things. And you only have to worry about this if you're on the GameCube version. If you're on any other platform, you can just shield them and with no problem. A lot of new players will often struggle pushing these rocks, because if you hold straight forward, Onua will move faster than the rocks, so it'll sort of start to slip off and overtake them. So one thing I like to do is tap forward on the control stick, or hold slightly forward. So here you'll see tapping, where you nudge it little by little and you shouldn't push off. You can also do this with the D-pad as well. But what I like to do is just hold slightly forward, where Onua doesn't slide off, but I'm still pushing the rock at the max speed, and that's usually faster and more consistent. Off the start of the level, you just want to hold forward, and you can jump straight across this bridge here. Just want to walk down to the corner and jump off and double jump, and you should make it across. Then here you just want to push this rock straight in. Again, if you're on the GameCube version, do not shield those Hodo bugs, just let them hit you. You'll get plenty of health pickups throughout the level until the boss room, so avoid shielding those guys at all costs. In this room, just want to head straight across and jump up the staircase, and then jump across the water, making sure to shield while in the air to avoid getting hit by those Nui Rama. Then here you just want to push the rock around the base of the staircase there, and onto the switch. Then make your way up the stairs and jump across the water about halfway up the staircase. And then you want to make your way forward and hug this right wall around the corner. And from here you can jump across this rock on the right to the next one. Now up here, this can be a little bit of tricky movement, so what I like to do is jump, shield, shoot, shield. And that will make me double jump across the gap, shield the Rahi, and kill the Hodo bug, which will spawn an extra health sphere. Here you just want to shield those guys, and then make your way to the rock, and turn around and push it onto the switch. Again, on GameCube, avoiding shielding those guys, just taking the hit and moving on. Here you can either shoot or shield these Faiku spiders. If you're shielding them on GameCube, you don't have to worry, they do not contribute to the game crash. For this first pillar, you want to stand on the rock just to the left of it here, and then jump to the next one, and that will skip the first Faiku, then shield that one. Then at the apex, you jump here, start shooting, and that will kill the Faiku on the ceiling. This Nui Jaga's name is Fernando. He can be quite annoying and get in your way, so some runners like to just spam shots to kill him right away, but you can often just push right through him and he should get out of your way eventually. Then make your way through this tunnel and up this slope, and through these hallways. If you took a lot of hits earlier, there is a health mask back there, but you can actually skip that because there are some up here. And you want to grab this one because you want to go around the right of that light stone to avoid setting off the first cane raw. And you can jump past the second, and then the third, and then take a wide line around these ones to avoid setting them off. You still want to be shielding whenever you're jumping across any cane raw, because if they hit the wall while you're right in front of them, they can kill you instantly. This last one will only sort of attack once you get near it, so you just want to wait out that one and jump past once it's done. Coming up, we're going to be clipping out of bounds and skipping straight to the boss room, which will skip about 2 to 3 rooms. The out of bounds clip is very easy, but getting back in bounds, there are 2 ways. One way is very difficult, that skips the cutscene, and another way is very easy, but it loses time to playing the cutscene. So to clip out of bounds here, just wedge yourself in between the rock and the wall, and you should go through. Then to avoid losing your double jump, you want to do a single jump while still over the platform, and you'll float over the void. Go around the water, but you want to turn back towards the left so that you can hit the load trigger, and you'll see Onua twitch like that once you hit it. Then for the cutscene skip variant, you want to aim yourself so that the green smoke is on the left third of your monitor. Now the way you clip back in bounds is by jumping into the side of the arena. On the GameCube version, it's a 5-frame input window, so it's very precise, but on other platforms you get a sort of upward push once you clip back in bounds, so it's much easier on other versions. So I like to come at it from roughly this angle, and I use a visual lineup with the line of the water and Onua's right shoulder pad. So I can see zoomed in, as soon as the water line touches Onua's shoulder, I jump. If you jump too early, you'll fall short and hit the water and die, and if you jump too late, you'll die instantly. Once you're in bounds, you want to make your way over here to the right, and we're going to be doing a pattern with these rocks where we push the first one in, set up the next one, push the next one in, set up the next one, so on and so forth until they're all set up. Then here, for setting up this one right here, you want to push it to the left side of this vent, and then make your way to the next one, and you'll be pushing this one straight in. When you go to set up this next rock, you want to be very careful if you skip the cutscene, not to touch that red line, because if you do, you'll trigger the cutscene, so you want to stay just to the side of the rock there and avoid that line, and set this one up by pushing it slightly to the right. Now you push in this one. And the next one would be setting up the final rock. You don't want to push it all the way until it's touching the vent. You often want to push it about 75 to 80% of the way, and then leave it there, so you have enough time to make it across the arena to push this rock in. Once you push that one in, now you switch directions and come back to the rock that you just set up, and push that one in, and then go to the left to push the final rock in. If you skip the cutscene, the shield barrier around Lirak will not appear, so you can actually run through the middle if you need to. If you're not skipping the cutscene, for the easy inbounds clip, just again hold left around that corner to hit the load trigger until Onua twitches, and then I like to aim the green smoke on the right third of my monitor, and you can see the rooms that we're skipping up here on the left, and you want to stay just to the right of the water here, and then when you get about here, you want to turn slightly left. If you see Onua turn dark, you're about to clip into the boss room, so you want to immediately turn left so you don't end up hitting the water and dying. Then you just clip back in bounds right here and enter the front door and play the cutscene. From here, we'll be doing a similar cycle to before, where we push the first rock, set up the next one, push the next one, set up the next one, and so on and so forth. You will have to wait a little bit for the first rock, but only a few seconds. So after you push that one in, you want to push this one in. Ideally, you'll want to push this a little more left than what I'm doing here, but it shouldn't matter too much. So after that next one's set up, then you push this one in. Then it'll be setting up the next one. You want to be very careful to shield or either jump over those green little smoke things underground. They can be very tricky to shield, and you want to basically be spamming shield whenever you see those so that you don't get hit by them. So again, just setting up the rock, pushing in the next one, following the pattern. And then setting up this final one here, and like before, you want to push it most of the way there, but not until it's touching, so that you can jump off and make your way over to the rock that you set up, so you can make it in time to push it onto the vent. Then push that one in, go to the left, push in this one, and then go push the final one in. If for some reason you mess up while pushing the rocks, and let's say you slip off and you're worried about missing the cycle, you can still push the rock onto the vent while it's open, but let's say you slip off like I do right here by accident. So I slip off, and I don't want to miss the cycle. I can go and do what I need to, and then when I come back past this rock later, I can just tap it in very quickly and not have to miss out on the cycle.